Hey guys, it's Pete Cohen. You're about to watch a credible YouTube video with 7-time snooker world champion Ronnie O'Sullivan as he shares 5 mega tips to help you get your mind right. Check out this video and get your mind set on your future self. 18 years ago, I told you about this book that was written by Dr. Malcolm Gladwell, who talked about this 10,000 hours. To be really good at anything, you've got to do 10,000 hours of practice. And you reckoned then, he said, I've done way more than 10,000 hours, which is 1,250 days. How many hours of practice do you think you've done in all of your years of being a professional snooker player?
It's a hard question. That if I've had a calculator, it'd probably be a lot easier, but I'm assuming I'd average probably 2 hours every day, because there's times where I don't play for 3-4 months. There's times where I didn't play for a full year. And there's times where I don't play for weeks, 2 weeks on end. So there's a lot of times where I haven't played. So if I was to average it out, you know, when I was a kid, I'd play anywhere between 6 and 10 hours a day, sometimes 12 hours a day. And I think that's where I learned to just get such good stamina, even now. Later on in my career, as I'm older, obviously, you know, the concentration level is not as good, the hunger, the desire is not like it was when I was younger. You know, that natural appetite to play, you know, it's like an adrenaline thing, you know, so you just can do 10 hours and people look at me, I'll be like, yeah, well, you know, I loved every minute of it. So if you're loving what you do, you're never really looking at the clock and thinking, oh, you know, I've been doing this 3-4 years, I just didn't want it to end. So I'd probably say on average probably about 2-3 hours a day. So if you times that by 365, times that by 30 years, you'd get the number. Early in my career, I had very good habits and very good sort of swings and very good cue action and a lot of good stuff. So for me, it was just the game come very easy because of that. And then I kind of copied a few other players who I thought at the time were better than me, but they were better than me, but they was a lot older than me, and I never took in their age compared to mine. And I was just in that development phase, but I just wanted to get good really quick, so I thought I'll copy what they do. But actually it was the wrong thing for me to do, because I kind of created some bad habits, and then one fault created became another fault, and then while I was trying to create curing up one fault, I was creating another fault, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does.
So, you know, I've kind of had to go back to the drawing board many times because of these little bad habits, and you kind of have to, you know, try and iron them out one at a time, and you can't do them all, but you can take one, reinforce one good habit, and that kind of gets you going again.
So, you know, with the World Championships where you were talking, you said, because you don't look at social media and stuff, but you often say things which definitely prick people's ears up and make people, but I think you've got a really refreshing way of saying a lot of things. And one of the things you were saying about the youngsters coming through, what did you mean by that? Was it partly to do with the fact that you know that people aren't working really hard at their game, or they're not taking it seriously? What was it that you were trying to say?
Listen, in some ways, you know, I was hoping it would inspire some of the younger generations.
I'm sure it has, with that kid that just beat you, right?
Yeah, I'm hoping it would inspire a lot of youngsters to go, you know what, I'm going to work a bit harder and try and develop myself.
I didn't think that you might have said it for that reason.
Yeah, because obviously, you know, I care about the game, and I look at youngsters, and sometimes you can't get through to them. And sometimes the best way to get through to someone is to give them a little bit of a knock, because I found that's what worked for me when I was younger. Whenever someone said I couldn't do something, it inspired me to do it. And I just think winners think like that. You know, they think, you know, if you say something you can't do that, they think, first reason is why, and I'm going to show them. They might not say it, but it makes them work harder, and makes them challenge themselves, if you like. So, and in a way, you know, it's just it's just sort of like, you know, you get a lot of players that come on the circuit, and you know, everyone goes, anyone can beat anyone, and I go, yeah, anyone can beat anyone on a given day, but it's not okay beating me on a Monday. You got to beat me Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You can't just, you know, anyone can beat anyone on a day. I give, you know, that's a given. But for me, it's not about having good days. It's about having good months, good years, and good decades. You know, if you want to be a true, I call it a true sportsman. You know, because otherwise, what are you then? You know, you're just a pain in the arse. Every now and again, you upset the apple cart.
How have you learnt to change that narrative, the part of you that can run you down and beat you up. And
yeah. I mean, a lot of it's observation. You know, sometimes I observe myself and I kind of look and I think, you know what? Actually, I've got quite a few assets. You know, it's not all doom and gloom, and it's like I appreciate more what I bring to the table now rather than what I thought I didn't bring to the table. You know, I was always comparing myself. I could be better. I could be this, and could's okay. But really, it was just about, you know, just sort of being a little bit less harsh on myself, and sometimes, you know, not trying to sort something out immediately. Just kind of focus on the job in hand. Don't let that voice interfere. You're not doing this right. You're not doing that right. You could do, you know, like forget that. Just play the game. Play the balls. You know, you've got 8 frames to do here. Compete. You know, these 8 frames, you just got to compete and compete and compete. All the years of practice and thinking, like I said at the start, you need to go into autopilot state when it's game time. Before and after, you can do all the thinking you like, you know, because that's the time to do it. But when you're out there, there's no time for that. It's like, you know, we're here, we're a gladiator, we're ready to fight, we're ready to do battle, and the only way to be successful in them pressurised moments is to try and blank everything out and just be bang in the present and take one ball at a time, and then you get into that kind of zone where, you know, you become like unplayable sometimes, you know.
Well, I really appreciate you know, your time today. It's just so strange we didn't plan to be in this room.
Of course.
And
trilogy.
Yeah.
The trilogy of
the
podcast.
trilogy, yeah. But thank you so much, and I hope the people have enjoyed this. Feel free to share it, because I just think people will listen to this, and it really will give people a different perspective of possibility. And that's when we change, right? We change when we look at things differently, not when someone tells us what to do. So,
Exactly,
thank you so much. That was awesome.
Lovely, top man.
Thanks for watching the video. Now, we have a very special event with Ronnie O'Sullivan on the 22nd of July in London in the evening. You are invited to come. Click the link below. Come and meet Ronnie and see how you can become a champion of your own life. I'll be there, Ronnie will be there, and also Rob Moore, the incredible entrepreneur who always says, if you don't risk anything, you risk everything. Let's help you take your life to a whole new level. We'll see you in London on the 22nd of July. Let's go.